Good day, class. In this video, we will discuss about allegation median and allegation alternate. So, our objectives is to calculate problem that is involved in compounding by using allegation median and allegation alternate. Let's first define what is allegation median. So, it is used to calculate the total strength when two or more drug preparations are mixed. So allegation median is used if you want to compute the percent or the amount of the total mixture. So we have here the steps in calculating those with allegation median. The first step is to add the quantity and amount of all components. So the quantity or amount may be in milliliter or in grams. The step 2 is to multiply the quantity or amount of each component of the mixture by its corresponding strength and then add up the product. The third and the last step is to divide the final value from the step 2 by the final value in the step 1. Our question is, what is the percentage of alcohol in the following mixture? Wherein you have alcohol 2% of 5 ml, you have 10 ml of alcohol 4%, and you have 20 ml of alcohol 6%. So according to the steps I've given in the previous slides, our first step is to add the quantity or the amount of all components. So the quantity and the amount of our component is 5 ml plus 10 ml plus 20 ml, that is equal to 35 ml. The next step is to multiply the quantity or the amount of the component of the mixture by its corresponding strength and then add up the product. Okay, so this is how it is. So our first component of the mixture is alcohol, having a quantity of 5 ml and a percent strength of 2%. So we multiply it, it will become 10 ml percent. The next mixture component is 10 ml times its percent strength of 4 is equal to 40 ml percent. The last component is the alcohol 6% times its quantity or amount, which is 20 ml, that is equal to 120 ml percent. And then after that one, we add up all the products. That will be 10 plus 40 plus 120 is equal to 170 ml percent. Then the third step or the last step is to divide the final value from the step 2 by the final value in the step 1. So our final value in step 2 is 170% ml, and our final value in step 1 is 35 ml. So we divide them, and the answer now is 4.86%, which is now the total strength of your final mixture. Okay, so that's how easy if we will use these steps in calculating our allegation median. So the next technique is allegation alternate, which is used to calculate the number of parts as well as the quantity amount of two or more components when they are to be mixed to prepare a mixture of a desired strength. So if we use allegation median to compute for the strength and the amount of our mixture, we use allegation alternate naman to compute for the amount and the strength of the components of the mixture. So in calculating the components using the allegation alternate, we are using a specific diagram. And the diagram we can use depends on the number of components that we have, which is to be mixed to have the final mixture. Okay, so this diagram is used if the mixture has two components. So you have here the A and B as the component, and you have the C as the mixture. And then this diagram naman is used if the mixture has three components, the A, B, and B, as well as the C, which is the mixture. This diagram naman in step is used if the mixture has four components. So we have here A, B and F as our component, and C as our final mixture. And lastly, we can use this diagram or step if the mixture has 5 components. So we have E, A, D, B, and F as our component, and C as our mixture. So again, these diagrams are the basis or our basis in calculating our allegation alternate. We have here a practice problem. The prescription calls for a 30% of 80 ml alcoholic elixir. In what proportions and volume must the 70% elixir and 20% elixir be combined to make a 30% elixir? So in this problem, the first thing that we need to do is to find for the given in the problem. So our given is, of course, you are going to identify what is the mixture or the final mixture, and as well as the component of the mixture. The mixture in the problem is 30% of 80 ml alcoholic elixir. However, our components are 70% elixir and 20% elixir. So what is being asked in the problem are the parts and the volume of our two components, which is the 70% elixir and the 20% elixir. Okay, so since we have two components, we can use this diagram to calculate our allegation alternate. So of course, that is now our given. And then we will use this process. When we substitute this, it will become, okay, so our first component, or A, is 70%. And the strength of our second component, or B, is 20%. Then our mixture, which is C, is 30%. We need to subtract the component with the mixture value. So 70 minus 30, that is equal to 40. And 20 minus 30, that is equal to 10. So disregard the negative sign. So that means that 10 parts of 70% is required to make the mixture. And also, 40 parts of the 20% elixir is required for the mixture. So we add this to have our 50 as the total parts, which is equivalent to 80 ml. Let's go now to the calculation of volume of our two components. So we have the X as the volume of our 70% elixir, and we have the Y as the volume of our 20% elixir. So let's first find X, which is the volume of our 70% elixir. So in this process, we can use a ratio and proportion, which is 10 parts over 50 parts is equal to X. So we are looking for the ml equivalent to 10 parts over 80 ml, which is the volume equivalent to 50 parts. So after that one, we will cross multiply our ratio and proportion. Okay, and then it will become X times 50 parts is equal to 80 ml times 10 parts. Proceed with the multiplication. So that will equal to X times 50 parts is equal to 800 ml parts. Of course, we need to divide both sides by 50 parts to eliminate the variable of X. So that will be equal to, okay, cancel the parts unit. And our final answer is 16 ml of 70% elixir. So that is the volume that is required to make a mixture of 30% of 80 ml alcoholic elixir. Let's now proceed with the calculation of our Y, which is now the volume of our 20% elixir. So the same process, we will use the ratio and proportion. So 40 parts of the 20% over 50 parts of the mixture, which is 30%, is equal to Y, which is the volume of the 20% elixir over 80 ml, which is the volume of our final mixture. Then cross multiply. And then we will have now X times 50 parts is equal to 80 ml times 40 parts. Proceed to multiplication. X times 50 parts is equal to 3,200 ml parts. We need to divide both sides of the equation by 50 parts to eliminate the variable of the X. So X now is equal to 64 ml, which is the volume of our 20% elixir. So we have now find and calculated what is being asked in the problem, which is 10 parts of the 70%, which is equivalent to 16 ml, and 40 parts of that 20 ml, which is equivalent to 64 ml. So for us to make sure that our answer is correct, the total volume mixture should be equivalent to the sum of our component. So we have here 16 ml plus 64 ml, that is equivalent to 80 ml, which is in the given the final volume of our final mixture of alcoholic elixir 30%. Okay, so another practice problem: how many ml of water and 30% alcohol must be added to 300 of 70% alcohol solution to make a 40% alcohol solution? So in this problem, the first step that we need to do is to identify the given. Our mixture in the problem or the final product is 40% alcohol, and our components as based on the problem is 300 ml 70% alcohol and water, as well as 30% alcohol. We have this given. So since we have three components in our problem, we will use this diagram or this step. We substitute the step, it will become 2. Our first component is 70%, our second component is 30%, and the last component is 0%, which is of course the water having 0% alcohol. And then we proceed with the subtraction. So 70 minus 40 is equal to 30. 30 minus 40 is equal to 10, and 0 minus 40 is equal to 40. And then we already know that in the given we have a 300 ml over 70%. So we will now find the X, which is the volume over 30%, and Y is the volume of our water. When we add them all, we will now have the total volume. So let's first find the X, which is the volume over 30%. So again, we will use the ratio and proportion. 10 parts of the 30% alcohol, and we also have the 40 parts of the 70% alcohol is equivalent to X, which is now the volume of 30% alcohol, and 300 ml the volume over 70% alcohol. We cross multiply, and X times 40 parts is equal to 300 ml times 10 parts. So we proceed with the multiplication. So this will become X times 40 parts is equal to 3000 ml parts. We divide both sides of the equation by 40 parts to eliminate the variable of X, and it will become to X is equal to 75 ml, which is now the volume of our alcohol, 30%. Next is to find the Y, which is the volume of water. So we know that water has 0% of alcohol. So we have the 30 parts of the water, the 40 parts of the 70% alcohol, and Y, which is the volume of water, and the 300 ml, which is the volume of the 70% alcohol. We cross multiply, and it will become like this. So X times 40 parts is equal to 300 ml times 30 parts. See to the multiplication, it will become X 40 parts is equal to 9000 ml parts. Divide both sides of the equation by 40 to eliminate the variable of X. So X now is equal to 225 ml of water. So for us to find the total volume, we will just add all the volume of our components. So the first component is 70% with 300 ml volume. The second component is 30% with 75 ml volume. And the third component is water, which have 225 ml volume. So when we add that, that is equivalent to 300 ml of 400% alcohol, which is now our final mixture or the final product. So again, to recap, if we have 4 components, we will use this diagram. And if we have this 5 components, we can use this diagram. Okay, so that's all about this video. Hope you have learned a lot. And if you have any question, please do not forget to comment down below. And I will tend to answer all your questions about allegations. Thank you.